Hi. Uh, we're going to run through some of the procedure for the course at CSU Dominguez Hills Physics 300 lab. That's the lab for the Physical Sciences for Teachers class. And this lab is on colors, and you kind of explore colors in a few different ways. Now there's one part in the manual that has a procedure that you can do at home. So while we're on alternate instruction for all the stuff going on in the world now, we're going to do part of this at home. So I'm working with my lab partner, Lena. Lena, can you say hi?
Hi.
And we're going to run through some of what you would have done in lab, slightly different way. Very, very small differences. Now, I said you can do this at home. What you need are a bunch of markers, and I'll go through why some are better than others later. It says in the manual that there's special paper for this that works well, and that's true. But there's also white coffee filters work really well a lot of times for this. So just getting a bunch of white coffee filters, and I don't usually use that kind, so I went to the dollar store and got some today. If you've got white coffee filters, take a few of them. You'll have to use scissors and some pens and things. You'll need a glass and a little bit of water. The amount of water in this glass is about a fingerful. I used good drinking water because you want it to be really clean, but tap water is okay, but it should be clean water. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make some strips of this paper by cutting. Now can you cut some of that for me, Lena? Yeah, you want to just cut straight. I wasn't worried about wasting a little bit for this because we don't need a huge amount anyway. That's nice. Okay, and the way I'm going to do this, in the manual, they said you can make these fold a little and stand them up on their own. I prefer to leave this like a leaf, and I can kind of hang it over a pen in the glass. So that's what we're going to do today. Lena's cutting some more. You don't need to do that one. Can we take this, and the next thing you do after you've made some strips is you take one of your markers, and why don't we take the two blue ones right now,
Okay.
and take, well, we're going to make two of these, and what we're going to do is apart on the opposite side from where it's going to hang, right, about one of my finger widths, or two of Lena's, away, we're going to make a circle, about 1/2 centimeter in diameter. So that was with one of the pens, and now let's do it with the other blue pen, again about a finger width away. Don't color my finger. These pens can go through, so I put paper behind just to back things up. And now the next step.
I took the blue because you like blue.
Yeah, it's blue because I like blue. Can you hang those on there, Lena? And any way that you can find to hang these correctly, and we're not going to put them in right now. Any way you can find to hang these correctly or to stand them up will be fine. So that's the way we're going to hang them in. But one of the things we want to do is we want to make sure that the ink is actually dry here. If it's wet, it's just going to blur. It's not going to do the thing we want. So I made some before, so it's just like in a cooking show how they prepare things just to make sure that the ink was really dry. So I'm going to actually use these, but they're made the same way. Now can you hang them on the pen? Keep where people can see it. You're just hanging them on the pen.
Oof.
Oof, yeah. Okay. And now I'm going to put them so they hang in the cup.
Can I?
Can you? Sure. Okay. Let them hang straight. There's really no important use to having both sides except that it hangs nicely that way. Notice again, the point was to have the water get to the bottom, right, but not on the dot. Now these were dry. They were sitting there for quite a while and the ink was dry, but it is starting to spread out. And the one on the left is not really spread out much. There is ink on both parts, so it looks a little more spread out. The one on the right is clearly spreading out now. So we should wait some time, and because we have to wait some time, I also prepared a set that I already dealt with. So these ones I did before we made the video. Here, can you help me move that over? Pick it up and bring it over right here. And we're going to look at these and see what we say. And again, this was the same set of pens that are here. Okay. And notice the one on the very left, that dark blue, that was this pen. Right, that was a Sharpie. Can you read what that says, Lena?
Sharpie permanent markers.
Permanent markers. Now these permanent markers are oil-based inks, and they don't dissolve in water. So, as one might expect, that dot just stays the same. And this isn't exciting, and I very intentionally used one that doesn't work very well, just to let you know that's what will happen. And if you see that happen, it means that one of the pens you found really is oil-based and you just didn't know it. Now the other ones, again, go back, this set of pens, notice a few of them are highlighters actually, the two yellows and the pink,
And even the pink.
do various things here. This one, Lena, what do you think about that? Is it spread out?
Yeah.
Is it all the same color pretty much, just lighter and darker?
Yeah.
How about this one?
That one's pretty much light, and the middle's
Okay.
a little.
But this one is kind of different. I don't know how well this shows up in the picture, but isn't that like a slightly different color on one end?
This part looks like a green a little, and that part looks like a yellow.
Okay, so this one we're starting to see some difference. This one clearly is different in the two parts. Can you point out and tell me what colors those are?
Light blue and a little weird-ish yellow and a green.
Yeah, very green in the one part. This one is interesting because it took quite a while for it to spread out so much. It didn't look like it was different colors at first, but when we let it sit for like 10 minutes or more, it really changed. And
That part's a purple.
yeah, that part at the very end, I'm going to zoom in a little bit, is really purplish. And the rest is a lighter blue than the whole thing started out with. Your point in this lab, and you should read the manual because it has questions about it and instructions for it, is to go through the manual, look at what it says to do in the other parts, but you can do this at home. And if you do this at home and share pictures, you could actually make a report, and you should understand what's happening in that separation. I did not explain it here on purpose because this is not supposed to be telling you exactly what happens. It's supposed to be giving you an example and showing how you can see what happens and you can read what it says in the manual, and you can then understand, hopefully, what's happening and why those colors spread out and why some of them, not all of them, are different colors at different ends. So enjoy. I think this is kind of a fun activity to do. Don't you think it was fun, Lena?
Yeah.
So we'll see you in class sometime, but not the rest of this semester. Later. Bye.